first one has to be Optimus Prime. Second one, Shadow the Hedgehog, and then the third one, Inuyasha Naruto.
One of them is going to be Kakashi for me. Has to be Kakashi.
Well, I don't know why, but you saying that made me think of that like awful drawing of like Shrek the father, Shadow the mother, and SpongeBob. Have you seen that one? And like pregnant Shadow.
I probably
Yeah.
have, but
My stream up.
we should make that image the thumbnail.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh shoot! Yeah, we're live. Hold on. Let me mute the stream. Hello, everyone. It is
Hello.
time for the Yoinky Sploinky Championship 2022. I believe match 11, although we don't know for sure. We're too lazy to actually find out. I just took Gianni's word for it. Um, Tonight, you might notice that we don't have Gianni hosting the stream, and that's because tonight is him versus Will, two of our mainstay commentators going against each other in the semifinals of the winner's bracket, or the upper bracket, I guess.
A long-awaited match.
Oh yeah, truly a long-awaited match. So I guess without further ado, let's just bring him in here.
Right into it.
Let's start with Gianni. Move to observer seats. Hello, Gianni.
Yo.
Okay, so you're going up against Will. Do you have someone at home that you have to play particularly well to impress?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
True.
Doing
True.
well.
But to answer your question, there is a special girl that is watching at home for me, and I'm not gonna name drop for the sake of private thingies, but it starts with an A.
Are they?
Oh, don't
Shout
don't
out.
worry.
Wait, I
So-
thought your mom's name was Lisa.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, she's watching too. Um, also to all the homies in the Yoinky Sploinky Discord.
Hey.
A word.
Yep.
Amazing.
Go down
What
the
would
list,
you
but-
say? What?
I could go down the list, but that'd be too many.
Fair.
What is your best StarCraft ability?
My best StarCraft ability, putting down an absurd number of mines to make it really annoying for my opponent to deal with. Even if they have the detection to like destroy them and not lose anything to them, it still slows them down.
Yeah, that's very valid.
You're a bitch.
Whenever I play Terran, I always just have vultures die that still have all their spider mines. I'm like, should
Yeah,
have
I
just
try-
placed
yeah,
those
that's why-
anywhere.
I just try and use them up.
Yeah.
Gianni, make sure none of them go to waste.
What are your thoughts on the Protoss versus Terran matchup?
It's a matchup. It's a matchup where both Will and I know very well because we've done so many games against each other. It's very I don't know if I'd call it very micro dependent, not as macro dependent as something like say Zerg versus Protoss. I'd say it's a bit more micro dependent, and yeah, I'd say it's more so that. But it is also, in my opinion, probably one of my preferred matchups because it's a lot more fun and a lot. I mean, any matchup is stressful, but it's a lot more reasonable in what it asks of you. I think, as a Terran at least.
It's a lot more reasonable as opposed to what?
I don't know, like the hell that is Zerg and going against Mutalisks, and like you could be doing this, you could be doing that.
Fair, yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's just me talking from raw experience, but
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some merit in that.
Zerg there's a bit more unpredictability, I think,
Yeah,
especially with the mobility.
especially I think at our level where we can't like we're not good at scouting, you know? Like
Yeah, and like changing our what we're doing based on what we see.
mhm. So anyway, you mentioned how both you and Will had a lot of experience playing against each other in this matchup. What overall do you think about your opponent Will?
Will's been a very good homie. Met him freshman year of high school. We've been
Overall in StarCraft. No one
Oh.
cares. No one cares about real life stuff.
They need to get They need to get
So-
caught up on the backstory.
me and
Oh, if it's relevant, then.
we've been playing StarCraft, for a while. We're me and him have me, him, Matt, and Jason are like the OGs, so to say, or at least in this group. And me and Will have had so many games together, and I do think he's slightly favored, but we're gonna but I think we're both but I think we're decently close to each other. He's a bit more favored, but yeah, he is a good opponent. He's pretty good, and I respect him. Sorry, my throat's bugging.
That's
All right.
You're all right. If you had to predict the outcome of this set, what do you think the score will be? Are we looking at a 2-1 or a 2-0? Maybe have you said losing 1-2? I don't know.
I do think I'm gonna get a game on Will. I do think he's slightly favored. Here, but I think I'm gonna take a game on him, or maybe two.
Ooh,
So I think this is gonna be a close one. I think it is.
I'm
Uh,
excited.
he's definitely a little better than me, if not more than a little better than me. But I'm damn sure not gonna make it easy for him.
You think we're looking at a 3-game
Nice.
set?
I think we are. I think this is gonna be. I think we're going to game 3.
So, you mentioned how you thought it could go either way. What do you think is the chance that it's 2-1 in your favor versus 2-1 in Will's favor?
Wait. So what's the question?
Like, what percentage would you say that like you have of winning? What like percent chance?
Like a 33% chance, maybe 40. Not quite half, but close to it.
Yeah, I mean, those are pretty decent odds.
Full percent. Yeah. And how did you prepare for this match?
I have been. Will, I hope you're not listening. I have been.
Will, turn off the stream.
I have been practicing. I've been practicing like build orders and doing this versus doing that. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my throat's acting up right now of all times.
The nerves.
Picking up
But I
there.
have been practicing a lot, and God, this is gonna sound awful. And I have been putting in the grind. I have been putting in the hours. I've got a plan for both games or all 3 games if we go there. So I have a premeditated plan. I have been practicing some build orders and some game plans. If he does this, he does that. So I am not without preparation.
Yeah, that's the first step to winning. All right. Any final thoughts, Gianni?
I respect Will a lot. He's pretty good. He's favored to win, but I'm gonna give him a run for his money.
All right.
All right.
Help the scheme.
He's gonna think he can walk, but he's gonna realize that he's gonna have to run.
I like that.
I like this line.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, best of luck.
All right. I just kicked him into the competitors thing, pulling Will in.
Nice.
Hello, Will.
Hello.
Guys, I just found out there's commands for the chat. You can look up people's stats. You can just do /stats and then type in the username.
Whoa. All right. Anyway, how are you doing? That's not a question I asked Gianni because I forgot about it. I didn't write it down. But how are you doing? What's up?
I'm a little sleepy. I'm a little eepy. Toes feel like they
Sleepy
could use a
and eepy?
stretch. Starting the game a little sweaty. Not gonna lie, it's just a side effect. I'm in my pajamas, ready to kill.
Okay.
where you're feeling kind of sweaty.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's
my
one of the-
emotion. That's my emotional state right now.
that's fair.
So these games tonight, do you have anyone you're trying to impress at home?
Yeah, couple people of this tournament. My beloved.
Oh, shit.
No, not my dogs. I don't think they care about my performance in StarCraft Brood War.
Yeah, they do.
They care
They tell
about.
me.
They're very food oriented. And StarCraft does not usually net them any food, in any circumstance. But yeah. Maybe anyone who tunes in the stream that I sent the link to, or anyone of, I don't know. We sent it in a couple places, so.
Did you send the link to anyone in particular?
Yeah, I sent it to my friends Amy and Elliot. I'm not sure they'll tune in, especially for the interviews. But who knows? Who knows what will happen? And then Gianni sent it in the Free Canada chat.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see some more people right now. What's our view count, if I may ask?
Currently 4.
Hey, there we go.
Damn.
Shazam. Anyway.
Yeah. Our numbers. Impressive. Mark is muted, so I'll take this next question.
Oh,
what is
true,
your
I
best
didn't notice.
StarCraft ability?
Best StarCraft ability. I have no clue.
That's a cop out.
I am like, I kind of suck at everything.
If you suck at everything, why are you in the semifinals?
How do you say
It's pretty well balanced sucking. It's pretty well. What am I good at? You know what? Building placement. My building placement's pretty nice. Only on Protoss though. Maps may vary. Mileage may vary.
So are we expected to see some of this nice building placement tonight?
Let's hope. Let's hope I don't get too flustered and end up with a. Honestly, like everything after the third pylon. Actually, no. Everything after the second pylon. It's not gonna be pretty, man. I'm just gonna make that shit up.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the non-prettiness.
But my gateway should be pretty nice.
I really hope we get to Neo Sylphid, because I would be amazed if you had building placements planned for that map.
I actually did practice that on Neo Sylphid, but
Damn.
like it was a while ago.
God, I'm so excited to see these guys play. All right.
I guess I'll just say real quick for those watching, Neo Sylphid is the third map. So for Will to say he was practicing Neo Sylphid implies he plans on a game 3.
That's true.
Not necessarily. I did not
that.
practice recently on Neo Sylphid.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's insurance, I guess.
That map sucks, though.
That's okay.
New Sylphid does not suck.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it does. 100% of my experiences on that map were all bad.
That means that it's objectively bad, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Anyway,
Every time I played on that game,
Michael.
I got a phone.
Michael, please. We have a game. Anyway. What are your thoughts on the Protoss versus Terran matchup?
It's very big, very strong. Yeah, like that descriptive adjective. It's the biggest match. Very big.
True.
Lots of big things happening. The
Lots of
biggest.
big things, as opposed to small things? What bigness?
I feel like the fights are pretty big and slow compared to other matchups. Like it's
Just wait till you hear about this thing called Terran versus Terran.
yeah, that's
man.
kind of true.
Rock your socks.
Who's gonna tell him, dude?
But
Who's
lots of
gonna
stuff,
tell him?
lots of stuff dying on either side. You can have a moment where you'll be like, okay, I'll go in now. Or both players can have a moment like, okay, I'll go in now, and they just lose everything, and then they lose the game. So that can be fun. It can also be like the opposite of fun. It can make you cry. Hopefully, I don't do that. In my practice games, I made some pretty bad calls. I was like, okay, noted. Don't do that. So I'm gonna try to avoid diving in and losing everything. But it's not out of the possibility. I might just be like a moth to a flame. Throw away 2 control groups of dragoons and zealots to pick off a single worker or a supply depot. That's me.
Perfect.
That's my special talent.
Okay. So,
Supply depot destruction.
your opponent Gianni, what do you think about his StarCraft abilities?
Gianni's pretty good. You know, he's been practicing, I believe. I don't know if he said he's been practicing, but he's given me the illusion
We can't tell you.
him practicing. I mean, I've seen like some of his recent games, but not against me. Like, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect out of this man, because we haven't played against each other in a while. I think one of the last practice games we played against each other, I actually lost, which surprised me. But yeah, I've brushed up a bit too. I'm sure he has as well. Yeah, I think this will be a good match.
For sure.
And yeah, Gianni's good. I think he's been practicing his like vulture micro, so he was probably gonna do a little bit of harassment there, and just in general mow through zealots more efficiently than he used to. So that will be an obstacle, but hopefully, I'll have what it takes to make it work.
If you had to predict the outcome of this set and how it's gonna end up overall, what do you think the score is gonna be?
I'm hoping for a 2-0. If it's a 2-0, I have a feeling it's gonna be because Gianni messes something up. Like, yeah, it's just under like the pressure of the match or something. But I think if he's like in his A game, this could. I could say it could go either way, but I do think it's a little bit in my favor. You know, 2-1. I'd say like 30% chance, like 2-1, like me winning, and then just like a 70% chance that like 2-0 I win. Cause I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good tonight. We'll see though. We will absolutely see. I might just lose it all. Cause I just don't know.
What
Michael?
did you do to prepare for this match?
Oh,
Sorry, I was eating popcorn.
Oh,
you're good. I practiced some Reaver stuff, so you can expect to see some of that out of me. I don't usually go Reaver against Gianni, so that should trip him up a little bit. I don't know which games I'll do it. I'll kind of feel it out. Now, of course, I practiced it in practice conditions, so in this game, my Reaver micro skills are probably going to be garbage. And what else? I practice my...
You don't think the pressure is going to cause you to rise to the challenge and your micro skills will just triple?
Oh, it's just going to go insane. 180 APM, which, yes, viewers, 180 APM is high for us. We'll see. Yeah, take a look at my camera. If my camera is like bouncing around my viewport in the minimap, like that's a good thing, I think. That means I'm working optimally. I think you can.
Yeah, you can if you're an observer.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, even if I'm not remastered?
I think.
Yeah, you totally can.
Just look on the minimap. If you look on the minimap and you see little like squares, that's their screen.
Hopefully mine will be bouncing around and be like, wow, this guy's looking everywhere at once. That's going to fall apart by like 30 minutes in if the game goes on that long. That will be worrying. I'm not too confident. I think I could just lose it all in a long, drawn-out match. I'm going to hopefully keep my gateway counts high so I don't get a Terran army knocking on my door. This is kind of a small map. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. And the Terran can really just kind of walk across, you know, it's a little concerning. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to see.
All right. Any closing thoughts?
Nah, that kind of wasn't my closing thought.
All right.
But yeah, This map looks like butter, I think.
Hmm. Well, lucky you, it's butter.
Yep, it's butter time.
It's butter time.
Alas, butter time.
All right. Shout out to Gianni for telling me to increase the volume. I hope that means he wasn't listening during when you said what you prepped. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
I'm listening to JoJo's OST music for this match.
Which ones?
Oh, damn, he's prepared.
I'm listening to Noble Pope. That's what I listen to
Oh,
in
the
all my tournament
best.
games.
I forget what that sounds like.
That's Kakyoin's theme.
Oh, I thought it would be like that one guy from Part 6. I never watched Part 6, so.
Yeah, me neither. But I read the manga for it because I'm
Yeah, me
a
too.
elitist. I'm a cool person, guys. Trust
I only
me.
read it because it came out before like the season came out.
Oh yeah, me too. All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
well,
Enough
good
about
luck on
that.
your games.
Hopefully I won't need it. Good luck on your commentating.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Remember all your unit names.
Uh,
I hope to see some commentating APMs at around 300.
Wait, what's the name of like that one red one?
the Dark Archon.
Wingus.
No. It's not that. It's like red.
The
I'll
Dark
figure it out, I'll figure it
Archon.
out.
Okay.
No. I'll figure it out.
All right. Well, good luck, Will.
Yeah, best of luck.
We're gonna move you to the competitors call, and then probably move to the and then move over to the commentators. So yeah.
Okie doke.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, gentlemen. Oh, Mark already moved.
God damn it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Alrighty.
Hear my Duolingo for a second.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's alright.
So, I did do some practice games with Will earlier. Just 3 of them, where I was Terran and he was Protoss, obviously. And he really, like, you know, the first 2, I think he was more or less experimenting with early game stuff. But in the 3rd game, he really got me with a long, drawn-out game. So, him saying he hopes it doesn't get to late game kind of surprises me, because I feel like that's where he's kind of at his strongest relative in this matchup.
I'm excited to see it. This is one I think we've all been really waiting for.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I can see their windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gianni is purple on the top, Will is green on the bottom, and it seems pretty standard so far.
Yep. So what potential openings could we be looking at for both of these players here?
So I really don't know anything about the Protoss openings in this matchup. I'm not gonna. Well, okay, I don't know the exact details, but I know generally the options are either heavy like gateway dragoon pressure, or some kind of tech rush, either a Dark Templar tech rush or a Reaver tech rush, or
Wait,
potentially
see what-
a carrier tech rush. But that I highly doubt we'll see, especially on this map. Well, you're asking,
Seems
Michael?
like they're starting. Sorry, Will just had a probe running around, not doing anything. I was wondering if you guys saw that, but
Yeah,
they
I
started
saw that.
their build orders. Gianni is making a supply depot.
Yeah, so Gianni is
so
going to go
right
for
there.
a wall.
Yeah.
Generally, when you wall as a Terran in this matchup, it means you're worried about zealots or early zealot pressure. Because if you have a wall, dragoons just get to shoot on it for free damage.
Gianni's sending a scout out.
Yeah,
So-
Gianni's scout coming out a little first, but I don't think either of them are really going to see anything. Oh, I
Yeah,
think
no, they're
Will's
scouting at the
gas
same
is a
time.
little early. I don't know.
A little.
Yeah. Oh, also,
But Gianni's also.
yeah,
building it.
Gianni's is early too.
So maybe
But
they're
I guess
trying to focus on economy for this game.
Gianni
as well.
noticed.
Yeah.
They're past each other.
yeah. I will say the early refinery from Gianni. I know this is because he's doing a wall in. if he's doing something where he has like a bunker out front, or he has just his buildings placed in such a way where he can micro around zealots, he can hold it off on his gas for longer.
They've scattered each other's bases.
Yeah, and Will is getting a cybernetics core. This is
they
very
both have
standard so
gas.
far.
He's already got a gateway up too.
Yeah, well, you need a gateway to get a cybernetics core. But oh, okay. It looks like Will. Here comes the question of is Will's scout gonna survive long enough to see anything? And my question is no. Oh yeah, it's backed into a corner. It's not getting out. And Gianni retreated his scouting SCV.
Just
Okay.
about the choke to make sure.
Yeah.
The other things.
Yeah, that's a really good spot for it because I guess it might hypothetically be possible for something to sneak by on the right, but I highly doubt it.
Highly.
So as long as Gianni is on top of his mini map, nothing should surprise him coming out of Will's base. At least, nothing from the front. Will's getting Dragoon range before his first Dragoon comes out. He also didn't make a Zealot early. That's one thing to look out for with Protoss. Hold on. Never mind. Gianni, I'm tangenting here, but Gianni is going for 2 factories. 2 early factories is a very aggressive build.
Early Dragoons coming out, by the way, for Will.
Yeah. Well, anyway, back to the Zealot. The Blue Ash 2-1 match 1. This is match 1. Anyway, so you can get an early Zealot as Protoss, but it delays your Dragoons just slightly. And so Will just opted to go straight into Dragoons, which means he's either going to, or I guess what I'm trying to say is he felt safe. He didn't feel like he needed the early Zealot to help defend. And meanwhile, Gianni's
Looks
2
like
factory.
Looks like Johnny's getting siege.
No, if I had to guess, I'd say mines first. But it could be siege. I know with this opening, actually, I think if you do this opening, you do siege first. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes out from Gianni's 2 factory build, because again, these are generally pretty aggressive. He's getting a second machine shop on his factory, which implies he's going for heavy tank.
Will is sending up Dragoons.
Yeah, Will's sending some Dragoons out. I think this might be where Will is strongest relative to Gianni. I think Gianni, in my experience, tends to fold to early game pressure. So if Will can make something work here, which with 2 Dragoons I don't think he can, then we'll see. Oh, just a side note. Will's Dragoon range is done, and Dragoons with Dragoon range outrange Marines in a bunker. So he can just shoot that bunker for free damage.
That is a wide range for Dragoons, yeah.
I mean, you could get
get
Marine
more, too.
range, and then they have the same range, but Marine range is kind of just a waste of money in this matchup.
Yeah.
Did Gianni get mines yet?
I'm not sure it finished yet, but he doesn't have a tank out, so I think it's really safe to say he's probably getting mines and vulture speed at the same time, which that would be a really strong build actually. Now that I'm looking at it, he could just run by these Dragoons in the front. He has his bunker to defend him from those Dragoons counterattacking, and then fast vultures with mines can just come in and wreck Will's base. Oh, Will's getting a robo facility and a Citadel of a Dune.
And a Nat as well.
Yeah, well,
Johnny,
yeah.
Johnny placed mines at the Dragoons, but the Dragoons killed them, and now he has a siege.
Okay,
tank out.
I'm glad you noticed that. So that means Gianni got mines in siege mode instead of vulture speed. Actually, no, those are slow vultures. Anyway, so Will's getting a robotics facility, which implies he's going for drops and /or reavers, and a Citadel of a Dune. Citadel of a Dune is for Templar tech, or you need it to get to Templar tech. He is also getting an observatory. So, observatory is just for mines, but we'll see with the robotics facility in the Citadel of Adun, maybe he's going for a storm drop or DT drop or something.
Gianni has a strong front line of defense here.
Yeah, but Gianni,
2 siege tanks,
he's still
accompanied with mines.
yeah, that's not going to get busted. But he just started his expansion. But he also has a vulture out by Will's third base, so he knows Will, if he took a third base, it's one of a more exposed or risky one. Yeah, this is building up to be a long-term game. Gianni's starting his eBay.
Really interested in seeing what this vulture down here is doing near the bottom left of the map.
Yeah, I mean it is possible. It doesn't have any mines on it, so it is possible that Gianni just like forgot about it. But even if he did, that's getting really good vision.
Yeah.
And he's diving in vultures to lay mines, and it's working. Will's pulling back a little bit.
Yeah, pushing the Dragoons back. This is a good defense from Gianni.
Will's throwing down a third gateway, and he has a shuttle out. He doesn't have a robotic support bay, though. So he's going for... that means if he's going for a drop, it's... Oh, never mind. He does have a robotic support bay. So he's going for a Reaver drop, it looks like. Which, makes sense. Will and I did 3 games on this map, and he did this build, or at least something similar every time.
And he did say in the pregame interview he was going to do Reavers.
Yeah. Well, he said he might do, but yeah.
Reavers are the big guy, the big worm slow guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you'll get to see them if Will does it successfully, which Gianni doesn't have any turrets up. So Will could really just kill all of Gianni's workers here.
Yeah, I think he just made a Reaver and put it in the shuttle.
Oh,
So it looks like
that's
he's
a nice
going for
catch.
Reaver drop.
Yeah. Gianni's throwing down a third factory. Oh, Will has so many workers. Nice job, Will. Gianni, on the other hand, he has a decent amount, but he certainly could have a lot more. I wonder if he cut workers for anything.
Will is setting up a little squadron of Dragoons outside Gianni's front
Will's
lines.
sending his observer out. What those vultures killed, is that a probe?
I think that might have been.
I think it was going to expand. Yeah. So yeah, those vultures getting a lot of value just by scouting that Will wants to take a third base and, actually delaying it by killing the workers sent out.
Yeah.
What if Will just takes a third north, like right above his first?
He could, but that's a farther distance for his ground army to traverse.
Ooh.
Okay.
And with his observer there, you can now see the mines.
Yeah, and he can... What's arguably more important is he can see the tanks and judge just how close they are, but
Yeah.
he just really kind of threw away 3 Dragoons. I don't think he was expecting Gianni to have that many tanks backing up that one.
Yeah.
Sending a shuttle on
Yeah.
the move.
The shuttle's coming up. I wonder if he has a Templar archive, so I wonder if he waited to get a High Templar or maybe a Dark Templar in there. And he's coming at just the right time. He's flying. If he goes right now, it'd go right over Gianni's missile turrets.
Just as they're getting built.
Oh, this is heartbreaking seeing that.
Oh, it sucks. If he went a couple seconds
I mean,
before...
he could still squeeze through. The problem is, if he goes through, it's a one-way trip. Well, actually, Gianni really only has missile turrets there. So he might be able to get out on the other side. He just lost a Dragoon to some mines. You hate to see it, unless you're Gianni or a Gianni fan, in which case you love to see it. Here comes the shuttle. Maybe he was waiting for shuttle speed. He dropped the Reaver behind the mineral lines. In my opinion, this is just asking for the Scarabs to dud. Oh, but he's getting a huge amount of kills with 5 kills kind of for free, and he'll be able to take out this missile turret. Oh, never
All those
mind.
SCVs ran
Oh.
instantly.
Yeah, vultures really don't do anything to reavers. So what I'm wondering is, oh, did the shuttle die to that missile turret? I thought
think
it
it
was
did,
still
yes.
alive. Okay. Yeah. So this reaver is, he's out there. He's alone.
Solid 13 kills.
Yeah, 14. And he'll probably kill this vulture too. Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes.
Question is, will Gianni let this happen again?
Oh no.
I
he is.
think the
Goes
damage
up
is
there.
done. Look at the supply difference.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow. Wow. Massive supply difference.
Yeah, because each
Johnny
vulture
finally
is, I
kills-
believe, 2 supply. So that reaver killed like probably
15.
30 supply.
Yeah,
Well,
it had
I see
15
him working on
kills.
SCVs now.
Gianni finally killed it off, but the attack was just too devastating.
Oh, and he lost the comsat station. That had full energy. I don't
Yeah.
think he got a single scan off. So he really has no idea that Will has his Templar archives.
Yeah, if you look at Gianni's vision, there's a lot less. There's a lot less that he knows about what's going on now.
Yeah. He also doesn't know Will's gateway count, which is 5, and looking at Will's money, it could be a lot more. Just places to improve on.
Look
oh
at
my
just the
God.
sheer amount of
Yeah, I
tanks
just
outside
noticed that.
Gianni's base.
Gianni is moving up. He has, I believe that's exactly 12.
I believe it might be
Will's
Yeah.
checking for third bases.
13 tanks.
Yeah. Will knows Gianni's on 3 base. Alright, let's look at this conflict here. Gianni is pushing out. Now this is the kind of thing you have to do when you lose 14. You let a reaver get 14 kills. You kind of
Yeah.
assess that you're not gonna be able to catch up in economy, so you just have to be aggressive and just push and hope you can get some counter damage done.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Gianni is smartly staying behind the mines.
Yeah, but I also
not
noticed
on
Will
that
has
one.
Templar coming up. If he gets a Psystorm off on these tanks, that would be pretty upsetting.
Plus, he
Yeah.
seems to be running low on those mines. Might have
Yeah.
run more.
Who's the Templar?
It's right. It's like a screen below Gianni's
I
thing.
see him.
He also has a Dark Templar.
Yeah, I see him.
Low and a little different.
Gianni doesn't have any upgrades. His armory.
Gianni built a missile turret there.
Gianni has an armory, but isn't getting any upgrades out of it. Meanwhile, Will has +1 attack.
And he loses his Dark Templar.
I think that was funny. His Dark Templar walks into missile range, and Gianni is so panicked because it's a Dark Templar that he scans anyway, even though it was already dead at the. Oh my God! Huge storm on these tanks.
The storm. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, is that Templar coming up just to storm him again? Now vultures are high Templar killers. If you can get some, oh my God, another huge storm on those
Storm.
tanks.
Oh man, that is huge.
Oh boy.
What? Oh, because of the siege tank. The siege tank killed 2 vultures.
Oh, I wasn't looking. Yeah. Well, honestly, vultures are pretty expendable.
Yeah.
So you're not
Already
too
run out of
heartbroken about
popcorn.
that.
This
Alright.
game is too good. I'm already running out of popcorn, man.
Will has 10 gateways right now. He has 10
Oh my
gateways,
God.
but he still has 2,000. And he just did a production round, and it dropped like 900.
Gianni seemed to have mostly recovered his workers in terms of mineral count, even though he's still pretty low mineral wise. At least he has enough workers back on there.
I really don't think he does. He only has like 10 on his main, another 10 on his expansion. Will probably has those numbers just on his main alone. Just because Will has so many more workers, he's able to like comfortably afford 10 gateways, while Gianni is really struggling to get 3 factories. He's just throwing down a 4th.
Yeah.
And again, just look at the supply. Protoss is expected to be ahead on supply, but not by 60 supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just noticed that Will had 10 gateways.
Yeah.
Oh, as he finishes a Stargate, and I'm working on a second.
Okay, if I had to guess, I'd say he's going for arbiters. But we'll see. Yeah, Will always does this. He throws down a fleet beacon and an arbiter tribunal, so he could hypothetically go both carriers and arbiters, but he really rarely goes carriers. And actually, I think I'd like to see him go carriers on this game. I don't think Gianni is one Goliath.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much to stop those.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. There were the vultures. I heard the zealots attacking. I was like, where is that? Okay. Yeah, Gianni's really trying to poke out of this, stranglehold that Will has over him. He gets a pick off on some zealots and a ton of damage on that dragoon. A lot of Gianni's tanks are unsieged too. Although I guess that means he's hypothetically safe from drops. Yeah, he's moving out. We'll see what he does here. I think Gianni knows that if he doesn't push out now, he loses.
Yeah, he will. He will absolutely lose this game.
Because he can stay defensive all he wants, but if Will gets every base on the map, and Gianni's doing scans, he scans that Will has a third base, and he scanned the base above Will's main and didn't see anything, so maybe he thinks Will's only on 3 base while he's taking his 4th base now.
He has so many tanks. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, with this many tanks, you could probably just A-move them. Let's see what Will does. Does he have the tech to counter just this Terran muscle?
I wonder. He's got one attack bonus. I forget what it's called. Attack upgrade on
Yeah.
the Siege tank, but no armor. I feel like that might be something he should probably spec into.
Well, so with siege tanks, +2 attack is the magic number. If you have +2 attack, I forget how it works with dragoons. Maybe they 2-shot dragoons instead of 3-shotting dragoons. But if you're going tanks, you just +2 is a big power spike.
Right.
And Will has 1-1. He only has 1 forge by the looks of it. And Gianni, I know, only has 1 armory, just because I've been paying attention to that. Will's mined out in his main. Just to give you an idea of how unbelievably strong having that many workers are, Gianni still has a ton of cash and just unmined minerals.
Did a storm in the middle.
Oh, yeah, I missed it. Is he using... Hold on, was it lagging for you guys too, just for a little bit?
Yep.
No.
For a second, yeah.
Okay, alright. Space Carves, Gianni, he seems to be playing from behind a little bit, but he could still win this game.
Yeah, he's sending a pretty well-sized group.
Yeah,
down.
that's a pretty scary force.
While still having a shit ton of tanks back home.
Yeah.
This is good.
And he got the Arbiter kill. And Arbiters are
Meanwhile, Will is
expensive.
sending a lot his way. He's really trying to put this group to the test.
Oh, yeah. But those are mostly Zealots. And Vultures, if handled properly, will never take any damage from Zealots if they're just handled perfectly. But that's very hard to do, especially this late into the game.
Oh, it looks like Will has actually defended off that force.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, there's one Vulture left, and there it goes. And let's see what he does now.
Gianni has 6 factories, with 3 of them having machine shops. And Will has 3 starports.
Who do you guys think is going to win?
This Will's game to lose right now.
Yeah.
This looks like he's considering a 5th scouting around with the Observer.
Well, it all comes down to Will's Arbiter play. If Well, okay, there's a chance that Will's Arbiter's just dud, and then he's still able to repel Gianni's attack, and then Gianni still just doesn't have a third base, and he dries up. But if Will gets a good stasis, or even like a mid-tier stasis on all of these tanks, he could really clean this up.
Yeah, it seems like Gianni's looking at that third base. Yeah, there he goes.
Oh yeah, this is pretty dubious. He really doesn't have the map presence to protect this third base, so it's kind of a ninja base, and it's a little unfortunate that Will's Observer sees it so quickly. Because yeah, look, here come the Dragoon conga line to go take care of that. He even had a Zealot go through Gianni's tanks, and Gianni was probably like, "Oh shit," he knows.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just got a Zealot out there. More on the way.
Will just has so many Arbiters. He has like 5 out on the map right now.
There's so many more resources.
Yeah. I think if Gianni, if he really just moved part of his army off to the left, he could defend his third base, in addition to keeping his natural and main safe. But what I think he could do is probably push up a little to like the bridge kind of thing, to like a screen to the like down right of him, I guess southeast.
Right.
And from there he could hold this high ground base pretty easily. But I'm not sure if he's going to do that.
It's pretty sad, it seems like. Oh, I think he actually... I don't know what he's doing. The siege tanks are kind of dancing a bit.
He doesn't have a science vessel, which really hurts. Because one, Will has so many observers everywhere, and a science vessel would help him kill those. But also, it would really help with arbiters, because he wouldn't have to drop a scan every time he fights an arbiter.
Right.
But that was a nice arbiter pick-off right there from Gianni. Will's sending in a flanking force that also has an arbiter, but I think if he engages it with just this small group alone, Gianni can pick up this win, or at least this battle win. Oh, and Gianni does have 1/1 upgrades.
And there goes another group.
Yeah. And now Will's up almost 80 supply. This really isn't going too well for G-Man.
No, it's not.
And yeah, he has 1/1 on his mech, but I think it'd just be better to have +2 attack. Because when the siege tank is sieged, each attack upgrade gives it +5 damage.
Right.
So like that number is huge.
You would think it'd be better to have just like 2 of that than...
Yeah,
armor.
I definitely think it'd be better to have 2 attack than 1 armor. Oh. Gianni just scanned the mineral only, so he now knows that Will has a 4th base over there.
It's actually got 1, 2, 3...
Yeah, Will has like 6 bases. Well, the 2 are mined out, so he's mining from 3, and he's setting up a 4th.
Yeah. This is just going to keep his income just rolling in throughout the game for however much longer it needs to last for him.
Yeah, and this is really the problem with how Gianni played right now. If Gianni... Oh my god, wait, big Zealot drop on Gianni's natural.
Yeah.
Gianni's completely mined out on his main. So if Will can... Any mining that is delayed here is just mining lost. You know, Gianni is not making any income besides this base.
He's got a bunch of unmanned SCVs in his main.
Yeah, that would be a big help if he sent those to help mine. A big conflict here. Let's see how those storms are. Big storm on the back of Gianni's forces. All of his tanks are very bruised. The siege might come down a little late, but it looks like Gianni's going to win this battle anyway.
Yeah, he's held this off well enough.
Yeah, Gianni, I think his only hope is to just go for a frontal bust on Will's base and take out his main.
Yeah.
So I really think he just has to go all in and take all of his tanks and all of his Goliaths and try to do some damage.
We got a set of Dark Templars being built here as well, right outside the choke of Will's Natural.
Oh, big stasis on Gianni's tanks there. I mean, those tanks were all
Will's
almost
finally-
dead, but... And another storm.
another
Will's really
storm.
cleaning this up.
Yeah, Will's finally getting past the defense.
And the siege tanks don't look so big anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, the big problem with all those siege tanks is that they weren't being reinforced, you know? There was nothing else. He didn't have the economy to back those up.
Yeah, no science vessels.
Yeah, Gianni GG's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Good
think
game.
I think that's a good case study for why you could play, if you play perfectly just defending 2 bases, you'll lose to 5 bases. Oh, and I'm actually responsible for creating the game. Okay. Because it got to the point where even if Gianni pushed out and took out one of Will's expansions, Will still he was still mining from another, like, 2.
Right.
Okay.
Why does it say home team and away team?
I picked the thing top versus bottom. The main reason for this is kind of like consistency. If you're an observer, you can press Shift Tab, and it turns them to red versus blue.
I like that.
Yeah, so if there are colors that are hard to see, you could Shift Tab. If it's set up like this, you could Shift Tab and have it be red versus blue.
I think I'm going to be... Oh, okay. I was going to do a bit, but that's okay.
Okay. I think seeing that last game, if I were Will, I'd be feeling very confident. You know, he really just kept Gianni. He just kept him contained on 2 bases really successfully. He got a lot of work done with his spells, with Stasis and Storm.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's-
Will said ready, and he was still random. So, okay. Gianni's probably feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah.
And I really hope that Gianni takes this and pushes this pressure he's feeling onto Will with an aggressive build.
Yeah, I'm thinking he can definitely come back from this. I'm absolutely thinking
Oh,
he
yeah.
can come back.
Yeah.
See
The thing is he played very well mechanically that last game. The problem was he was just too safe, too defensive.
Right.
So I really hope now that Gianni, he's feeling the fire. I hope he switches it up and he goes for more aggressive, not necessarily like all in cheese, but something to go for an early game knockout.
Yeah, I think so. I remember it's so perfect the way you put it. One of the biggest things that Gianni told a lot of the newer people in this tournament starting the game that was just kind of sitting in our bases too long and just kind of growing stuff and not seeing what your opponent's doing at all. And Will was a kind of second person that doubled down on that. So for Gianni to be basically a sitting duck in his base for a whole game is really uncharacteristic of him. And hopefully
Yeah, well,
kind of extends out more.
yeah, I really hope so too. Will's okay. I thought for a second Will was doing a scout for just to center, just like scout the center to see if Gianni was doing any proxy barrack shenanigans, but no, he's just scouting the top left. Gianni's sending out 2 scouts. Okay.
I think he's cross scouting, maybe.
No, he's gonna build 2 barracks in the middle of the map.
Oh.
I really like this. Okay, it's a little delayed,
That might be
This,
good, though, seeing if
yeah,
just
no,
scout-
this could still be a really big power move, especially if Will doesn't scout it. And it's really helpful. So a lot of people think that, oh, if you're on a two-person map, it's really easy to cheese someone because you know where they are right from the start. But a big upside to a four-player map, if you're cheesing, is like if Will scouted Gianni right now, what would he see? Oh, Will's pausing. Okay. But anyway, if Will's scouting Gianni right now, what does he see in Gianni's base? Nothing. You know, that's a huge giveaway that something is happening somewhere on the map.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something like Will's dad just came in to talk to him or something.
Yeah.
What?
What does that mean? Oh, okay, that explains it.
Oh, he's shitposting now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's shitposting. Goddamn.
Oh, okay. It's resuming. Oh, how chivalrous during the countdown.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
Will's being so chivalrous, and now he's just gonna get completely like ape smashed with this two barracks in the middle of the map. Oh,
He's
here you go.
so, like,
He's
cocky and gentlemanly in
is he
very
gonna see
British
this?
way.
Okay. He doesn't scout this,
Oh.
and here's the question: how is Gianni gonna stop Will from scouting his base? Because if Will scouts Gianni's base, it's the same as scouting the barracks.
Yeah. Oh, he actually goes and scouts
I think
two.
Gianni noticed the
Very
scout.
Yeah, is Gianni gonna? Oh, he's sending an SCV to stop. This is already really weird from Will's perspective, with Gianni, the amount of SCVs he's pulling, and this is it. He sees it. He sees there's no barracks here, and he knows it's trouble.
Yeah.
So let's see his response. He throws down another gateway.
Immediately shifted his camera.
Yeah. Gianni is pulling these Marines, which I think is just a bad idea. Will throws down two gateways and a forge. He knows he needs all the zealots he can get just to hold this off. And Gianni, he really just has to go and press the advantage now. I think him holding those Marines was kind of a mistake. So the Marines do the damage here, but the SCVs are the real threat. Because the SCVs can make bunkers. And if Gianni were to throw down a bunker somewhere, oh wait, Will's cyber core is already done. So Will is gonna, let's see if he goes for mass zealots or mass dragoons to counter this. Anyway, the SCVs can make a bunker, and if Gianni gets a bunker down here, that's real bad news for Will. But I really liked the amount of SCVs he pulled here. Gianni did a really great job of just knowing he's all in, so pulling SCVs to help fight. And look at these probe kills. This is really GG here. This is an all-in cheesy build from Gianni that he handled really well. He's not making SCVs back at home, so he was really all in. Yeah, that was really what Gianni needed, an early game win like that.
Question is, will he be able to pull off something similar next game?
Yeah, that really is the question. If he goes for the exact same build, well, here's the thing. Will's going to scout the center of the map now. Let me open observer seats. So Gianni can't go for he's going to have to be a little more creative with this. If he just goes to the center, Will's going to see him, and Will might even just hard counter it. We never know. Okay. Starting up. Okay, so Gianni's on the left and Will's on the right. I don't think that I don't think starting positions here really play any role in early aggressive stuff. Oh, you know what Will might do, which would be really funny, is if he... actually, I don't think he'll do it when this is, like, for all the marbles. But if he did a proxy gateway in the middle of the map, that would be very funny. Anyway, actually, just a fun little tidbit about this map. If you see the top expansion, there are two like small mineral patches that are away from the circle. Those are 0 mineral patches that despawn as soon as the game loads in. And the reason for this is it causes the workers to start above your command center or your hatchery or your nexus or whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Because if they start below it, that's a really big disadvantage. Anyway, Gianni looks like he's going back for a build similar to game 1. He's doing a supply depot at his wall. And
Now, Michael, why do you feel like this is a bad map as well?
Every time I played on this map, I did not have fun.
Every one time.
Yeah.
Right. But like, what happened? Why does this now make it a bad map that you'll never try again, even though it was only one
Because
time?
he didn't look at the map preview, so he thought it was a 4-player map. So he tried to scout the corners, and it took him like 20 minutes to find where Jay was.
Wow, that's
All right.
Oh yeah, right. I remember that game. That was incredible.
Gianni's SCV just killed Will's scouting probe. Will's going for a gateway assimilator. Gianni is going for a barracks. And he just started his refinery. We'll send out another scouting probe. And he just started his cybernetics core. Okay, Gianni, I don't think that's 100% tight wall, but he did throw down a second supply depot just to make it the wallest wall that has ever been.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I was wondering why Will had placed his probe where he did, but
And he's
seems on the
immediately
move
started.
again.
Gianni immediately started making Marines as soon as the barracks was finished.
Yeah, I mean that's what you want to do, so it's good that he was on top of that.
Is he filling the hole with the SCV?
Yeah, that's a really
Yeah.
smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucked me over. That worked.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget that. That's so fucking.
Yeah, and I think what's even happening is Will right-clicked his probe in there, and then the probe is like, oh, I can't see a path in, so it's just walking around like a clown here.
Yeah, he just doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Johnny's
I think
starting
he
his
caught it,
factory.
yeah.
Well, has a second gateway, and Gianni sees everything.
Yep.
Too bad he's gonna lose this SCV to trying to take out a probe, and that was really well done glitching on Will's part. He was mineral walking the probes through the SCV and telling them to stop, causing the SCV to glitch out and not attack.
Oh wait, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
Why does that make it stop from attacking?
So what happens is when workers are mining, they lose collision. But when you have them on stop command or like attack command or something, they suddenly regain collision. So if you have them mine or like go towards something they can mine and they're on top of an enemy unit like a zealot or an SCV or something, and then you press stop, they suddenly regain collision on top of this the enemy, forcing it to move, and it can't move and attack at the same time. Oh, Will is proxying a pylon. If I had to guess, I'd say this is a proxy robo for a shuttle, but maybe he's just trying to hide Dark Templar tech.
This could be a very devious play by Will, and a very advantageous one for him if Gianni doesn't scout this out quickly.
Oh yeah. Gianni has 2 factories, one with the machine shop. Machine shop is spinning. If I had to guess, I would say spider mines.
He's definitely trying to mix his playstyles of the previous 2 games a little bit here.
Who, Will or Gianni?
Gianni.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely a lot more similar to. This is pretty similar to game one, with him expanding a little earlier, maybe. Actually,
Maybe.
no, never mind. I feel like it was relatively the same thing
It
at the
might
same
just be
time.
a wall build that he's doing here.
Well, yeah, but he's pushing out to like encompass his expansion there.
Yeah.
Um, the question is, what does Will do with this robo? Does he immediately get a shuttle and ferry in dragoons and zealots, or does he wait to get a robotic support bay for a reaver? Gianni is going. He's throwing down his third factory, so he is going for high unit counts, and I really hope he does something with these.
Yeah. I mean, on this map, he knows where his enemy is. He knows kind of what they're doing. Not the robo yet, but
Yeah. Oh, and Will does have a robotic support bay at home. So actually, if Johnny's ComSat station is done, if he scanned this right now, he would know a Reaver drop is coming. Which is why, remember Terrans, always use your scans.
what would he know to scan there? Of all places.
Well, you could scan the main, and if you scan the main, you see the robotic support bay. You can't get the robotic support bay without the robotics facility, and the only reason to get the robotic support bay is basically for reavers. Like, you
Right.
could get it for shuttle upgrades, I guess, but like, if you're gonna do that, you might as well get a reaver.
Right.
And this could actually, Gianni or Will's dragoon count really isn't that high. With 3 tanks and some vultures and marines, if Gianni plays well, he could take those out. So I would love to see Gianni just be a little more aggressive here. But sadly, I think he's just going to fall over to this Reaver 2 Zealot drop.
Maybe. He actually really could do this.
Yeah, and look, Will's cybernetics core is spinning now, which means he doesn't have Dragoon range yet. So, okay. He saw that Will's just starting his second base. So, Will delayed a lot to get this Reaver drop going. And I think Gianni has finally kind of caught wind of that and is moving out. Will doesn't have Dragoon range. Well, actually, it's just finished. He only has 2 gateways. He just started his expansion. But sadly, I think he's just going to win with this Reaver drop.
They are coming, but he could. Depends on how he kind of micros this, I think. Maybe.
Oh, that's such a nice drop. Oh, the Reaver goes for the gas miners. That's not what you want to do because you just want to get those jumbo kills. 6 kills on the Reaver. And it looks like Will pulled back after losing a lot of Dragoons. So this is it. I think Gianni just has to commit to a base trade.
Right.
Yeah.
He could lift all of his buildings too, and just go for broke and charge in there, and I think he would win.
Out the Reaver.
He actually almost. He might be able to actually do it.
He would. Will only has 4 Dragoons, so with 4 tanks.
We'll keep pulling it back.
Yeah. Gianni has 4 tanks and 5 Marines. This
I just figured it out.
This could definitely kill the small amount of Dragoons that Will has. This is actually really it. If Gianni identifies this weakness and just goes all in and goes for the throat. He's moving those tanks. He doesn't even have to siege. Tanks have higher single target damage unsieged. He has to reinforce with those 3 tanks he has back home.
He has to. He has to.
Seconds could be the difference between life and death here for Will. So
yeah.
he really has to give everything he has to stall, and Gianni just has to give up with this Reaver and
Just go.
Yeah, he just has to go for the kill.
With those tanks, he can kill hit Will a lot faster than one Reaver.
Oh,
can
this was
kill him.
actually a mistake. We'll drop the Reaver right on a mine, and it's almost dead. But he got a tank kill with it. Anyway, Gianni has 5 tanks. 5. That's insane.
That's great here.
Will only has 5 dragoons.
5 dragoons, and he sent them all out front. For this.
That's where you want him. Here comes the questions of the target.
Gianni pushed us far enough,
Gianni's sieging some of his tanks. This might be a bad call. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, Will's not responding to this that well. He took more damage than he should have, but at the end of the day, that attack failing by Gianni is really what lost him the game. He has 5 SCVs, 6 SCVs mining minerals. The game is really over for Gianni at this point.
TV respond. He's walling in again.
Yeah, and Will's throwing down a 4th gateway. He's starting his Templar archives. Has a ton of workers.
How many kills does the Reaver have?
We'll have to see when he drops it. Yeah, Gianni made a Marine to try to chase this shuttle away. And here comes the Dragoon Death Army. Reaver, 15 kills.
He's sending these 6 guys in. He's sending these 6 dragoons in.
Oh, that was a huge mine hit. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
So
he had the perfect opportunity. Damn.
That second game was really, that was a lot closer than it might have seemed to Gianni. I bet if we go in there and we talk to them, Gianni is probably gonna think he just got curb stomped that second game when really it was close.
Very, very close.
All right, so post game interview times. I guess I'll just pull him in here.
All right.
Hello, Gianni. Hello, Will.
Hello.
So before anything, Gianni, I just want to ask you how close do you think you were winning the third game?
You know, it's like at first I thought he was maybe going for like Mass Dragoons early, and I was like, and so that's why I went siege mode first rather than vulture mine first.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back on it now, I should have, and just how late his expansion was, I should have figured he was maybe doing a drop, because my first scan I chose to scan his his natural instead, and instead of his main, and if I scanned his main, there's a chance I might have seen the early robo and robotic support bay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I scanned his expansion, or his
Yeah.
natural rather, and I saw it. I'm like, huh, late expansion. Maybe this small army is enough. But then the
Honestly,
Reaper dropped
Gianni,
a few
I think
the few zealots, and I was like, oh, okay. And then it just killed all my SCVs, and
what we were saying is you should have gone for a base trade, just lifted all your
that's
buildings.
what I was trying to do, but he just had too many dragoons. I didn't have enough dudes, and because he killed all my SCVs, I couldn't make more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were experiencing this too, Gianni, but I was actually lagging pretty bad the third game.
No,
The game was stuttering. It did not feel good.
The first game, it was lagging pretty hard. It was lagging at random
I
spots.
don't really like see that much lag.
I had a part where it kind of froze up for a little bit, but that was during the first game. That only happened once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was mostly the first game.
Yeah, I was seeing that too.
But regarding the games, I think those were some good games.
I think there were some good games too.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
The first one, I was way further behind than I thought I was, I guess.
Mhm.
But you know what? I'll blame that first loss on nobody ever being around to help me practice.
Damn.
I will blame it on that because
Yeah, I was busy this week.
there's
so.
only so much that the CPUs can help you with when
True.
they
True. That is very
when
true.
when they expand into their natural at 10 freaking minutes. But regardless, it was some good games. It was some good games. That first game though, it's like every time I tried to put on some pressure and like move out, it's just arbiters would just drop shit onto them, and even if they'd win the fight, they'd lose to like the next batch that came in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time I tried to move out and put on some pressure, they'd just die to drops.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
also
were you-
think
If
something
I
you
had like a control group of
something you also probably underestimated, Gianni, is you probably combined while like when Will was on three bases, you probably combined had the same amount of workers as he did on his main.
Really? I thought my worker count was pretty good.
It
I
looked
went
like you had
insane with
it
my
looked like you
worker
had
count.
20 total on minerals. While Will had like 20 on his main.
Yeah, maybe
I don't
got lucky. I thought I had enough, but
I don't know what my probe count got to, but I was hoping around 50, aiming for 60. Like, I just wanted all the money, and I tried to just out macro you, because it's been so long since we played against each other, Gianni. I wasn't confident in, like, doing all the shit with stasises and recalls. You'll notice I only did one recall that game, despite research.
what? No. Well, it felt like you did a few because every time, like I tried to push out, like, and there was always an arbiter looming over that group, even if I had Goliaths to try and deal with them.
I think you picked them. You picked
Johnny,
a couple off.
I think
No, I did.
you really needed a science vessel in game one.
Yeah,
Will had a
yeah.
ton of observers parked right over some of your siege tanks, and like if you just had a science vessel, you really could have cleaned those up.
Yeah, I mean, I put turrets in spots where observers like to be just to try and deter them, but
Yeah, I wasn't ever in your base, but for
Also,
the most part,
the counter to arbiters is EMP.
yeah. And like even then, it just felt like a number difference.
It was, admittedly, it was a number difference.
I just kept losing fights. Even if I won like one skirmish, I'd lose to the one that came immediately after it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many gateways did you have by the end?
I had
Like
11.
He had, yeah, 11 is his main, 1 at
I had
his like fourth base.
I had like 6 factories by the end, but
Yeah.
My plan.
The thing
actually,
is, Johnny, you had 6 factories by the end, but when Will had 10 gateways, you had 3 factories.
yeah.
I actually wanted to have way more, because when I was taking an expansion, my modus operandi was going to be like, okay, I'll have a whole bunch of gateways at this base, and I'll have even more at my expansions. But because of the map, like, you can't fit gateways really at any of the expansions, and I was just trying to plop down more and more gateways. If anyone watches the replay, you'll kind of see a moment where I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I only have 7 gateways. I'm going to lose with only 7. So I plopped down like 4 more. I actually might have had like 12 or 13. I can't remember, but shit was tight in my base. And then as I kind of predicted in my interview, everything besides the gateways went to shit. Like, I just started making shit up. I had probes sitting there like they were SCVs in the main. Losing track of arbiters.
It's funny. It's
You
funny
had
how,
3 Starport or Stargate.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot I made the first one.
Yeah,
I forgot
he
I
did.
made. Yeah,
I
I
must have really liked arbiters.
I
Yeah,
do
it's like you
because I didn't
don't-
want to micro.
You shouldn't get that many, but fair if you don't care enough to
has it a
micro.
lot easier. So
True.
Um,
you see, it's like when I need to move my army across the map, I have to walk.
I walked the entire game. I did a recall. 1.
Look, Johnny, there's no easier way to lose a game than do a bad recall.
That's pretty true. Yeah, I pretty much walked my army everywhere, which ended up keeping my arbiters relatively safe. And actually, you know when I recalled, like the one recall I did on your natural, I didn't check like what I was picking up. I just saw a blob on the map, and I was like, that is probably like dragoons and zealots. But it actually warped in another arbiter, and that got shot down. So I lost 2 for that, like kind of mediocre push. You know what I mean? I didn't get a stasis. I wasn't using spells on my arbiters despite having them. I got 1 stasis that game, and I got 3 tanks. Like,
And it was at the point where it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
So-
But then, what? Oh no, say what you.
Well,
say first.
so Will, that last game, what made you want to do the proxy robotics facility?
I
Revenge.
fig-
Revenge.
Revenge. Okay, 50% revenge. No, actually, okay. The robo was happening no matter what. The proxy was me being a dick. Because I was like, I know for a fact this man is not gonna look for this, so I can just put this here. And I was gonna put the bay there, but I'm like, wait, what if he does find this? This is gonna be a little awkward. I might just lose. I don't know. Game 3 was kind of like, I guess, Game 3 I felt like was my worst game, even though I did end up winning.
Game
I'm gonna
3
blame
was
a little
very close.
Yeah.
I am gonna blame it on.
Was it closer than I thought it was?
Yes,
It was pretty
it was.
close.
Gianni, I'm telling you, if you lifted all of your buildings, you had like 3 tanks and 5 Marines out on the map and 3 tanks at home. If you just got those tanks at home to meet up with your tanks on the front, you could have steamrolled him with 6 tanks and 5 Marines. He had like 5 Dragoons out.
Yeah,
Also, his Dragoon range finished at like 8 minutes.
Well,
yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
But I don't know. I
You
think
live and you learn.
no, it's like I was gonna go all in and just dive into his base with just everything I had, but then the Reaver drop happened, and I to put it no other way, I just got distracted. And,
Yeah.
tried to focus there, but I had nothing to shoot it down, so I just kind of ended up chasing the shuttle around and not killing it, which
Yeah,
didn't
that was-
really accomplish much, which didn't accomplish much in the end. So I just got distracted and tried to solve that problem.
Mhm.
I was also
Yeah.
quite distracted in Game 3. I mean, I wasn't kidding about the lag. I was lagging pretty bad, but like, I mean, I was not giving the Reaver the loving care it meant, man. I just parked it over your base and forgot about it. I was like, oh shit, it's still here. And then I'd drop it and I'd be like, oh shit, I don't have scarabs. And I'd pick it back up. Did not go like it was supposed to with me, like swiftly moving it around and then always keeping the shuttle. Yeah, did not go as planned. That game was pretty painful for me. Game 2, I actually thought I had it. I thought I scouted you, and I'm like, you're dead meat. But then you just showed up and like killed my 1 cannon, and I was like, shit, you know.
I also want to say, Gianni, I really loved how you had like 5 SCVs in that.
I mean, they're just kind of there to block anything.
Yeah, I know, but I was talking about that. Like those workers, if those workers weren't there, you
Could have lost.
yeah, you probably still would have won, but they did a lot.
They did. Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah. The thing is, like, that was kind of my game plan. It's like game 1, I'll play standard, and then if I lose that, I mean, it's honestly, if I won that, I probably would have still gone for the barrack supply cheese, but then I was gonna go for the cheese because I told absolutely no one about this. I told no one. I kept it a deep dark
Yeah,
secret.
you did a supply barracks.
Yeah, I messed up.
I was I wouldn't say mad, but it does not help the situation that you were the last corner I scouted. And
Yeah,
I still
no,
got in, and I was like, bro, he has nothing here. I gotta plop down 2 more gateways and a forge for cannons. 'Cause
I was talking
don't know.
about that. I was saying how I think 4-player maps it's the easiest to get away with an all-in cheese like that.
No, yeah, that's why I waited.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, it's 2-player maps are the most dangerous because they know where you are, but you know where they are, so it's a lot
Yeah.
easier to scout them.
But I hope you don't feel bad about doing that because, like, look, if this was Fighting Spirit, I literally was going to like do the same shit just with like Dragoons to you. But because you can't build in the center of the map, I was like, fuck it, I'll just play standard.
Nah, but
You
but
can
I
build
will
in the
talk- but
center of the map on circuit breakers. That's what
here's the
Gianni
key
did.
Here's the key difference between me and Will. I GG'd both games. He didn't.
Oh right. Well, I was deafened. All right.
So,
In
and
the chat.
Didn't
Oh, that's kind of true.
didn't you
I GG'd in one of them.
GG? Yeah, you GG'd
No,
the
you
game you lost,
Yeah, I GG'd the game.
and
I
that's like the
You-
etiquette.
Oh.
wait, Will, you GG'd?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
lost. I did. I GG'd the game I lost at around 5 minutes and 6 seconds or something.
Are
Yeah.
you sure, bro?
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure he did.
I
Take a look
did.
at the phone.
I didn't see it. I didn't, or I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, so I guess to wrap up the stream, Will, you move on to the upper bracket finals, where you'll go against me. Gianni, you're going down to the losers bracket quarterfinals, question mark, where you will go up against the winner of Michael versus Jason.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very good games, though. Good games, Will. GG's.
Well, I imagine we'll see each other later in this tournament, Gianni.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Johnny, just curious, who would you rather face up against, Michael or Jason? Michael's deafened, so you don't have to worry about hurting his feelings.
Well, I guess, I wouldn't mind playing up against either of them. Playing up against Michael would be more interesting, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be presumably, unless, although I don't know if Michael would play Protoss or Terran or whatever, but I think that would be a more interesting game than just me making 3 control groups of Marines and going into Jason's natural.
Alright,
Alright,
well,
so I had to deafen for a minute. You still streaming?
Yo,
oh,
Yes.
nothing.
Yes.
Yo, Michael, do you play Protoss or Terran?
He's bi-race.
He's biracial.
He's biracial.
He's
like, what?
triracial. He's gonna floor pool you.
He's
He's
mixed.
racial. He plays random.
I had the thought of like switching to Zerg at the last second when the countdown already started, so you wouldn't see it, and then just
On which round, bro? I probably would have kicked your ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, probably, but
Unless you like 4-pooled me, but I bet you're.
Unless
mean,
you
no
four
offense,
pooled
but-
or suddenly just became like an expert on the matchup. Because like
Same.
realistically, if Will didn't notice and he put down his pylon gateway not in a wall, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I could play off one base.
Will definitely did GG about 4 minutes and 39 seconds into the game.
yeah, no,
That's
I'm
really
watching the
good.
replay right now.
All right. Well,
And last
I'm gonna close out the stream. Tune in next time.
Good night and sleep tight.
Good night, everyone.
How do we get